took me 3 long Cody Co videos to get ready, and I don't know why it took me so long, but he was so distracting. I started this video last night, but looking back, I was being so awkward. I haven't done a sit down vlog in quite a while, probably over a month, and I really wanted to vlog some anticipated reads I've got coming up because they are some highly anticipated reads across the board, and I've got some arcs for them. As much as it is for me, I'm doing it for you. I want you guys to know my honest and real thoughts as I'm reading them in real time. So I have started the X Vows by Jessica Joyce. You guys know Jessica Joyce is one of my top authors. I read her book You Were the View last year and I loved it, gave it 5 stars. One of the best reads of the year. I fell in love with it, I'm obsessed with it. Noelle and Theo are, you know, that couple for me. I have such high hopes going into this book. I am currently reading the X Vows on my Kindle. Where am I at? I think I'm at 20%. Last night when I was letting you know where I was at 50. Oh, sorry, I'm at 30%, but I was at 15% when I first checked in with you. So far, I'm liking it, but I haven't got that same pull into the story like I have with her other book. So this is her second published book, and so far it's good. It's a second chance. The 2 main people, which are Eli and Georgia, they met during college through Georgia's best friend, Adam, and Adam had introduced them. They dated, lived in New York, then they split up because he prioritized work, and they have had like a really weird relationship ever since. Like, they don't really talk, it's very awkward. Yeah, really, that's just now them coming together for Adam's wedding. So it is like a wedding setting. There's a lot of things going wrong with Adam's wedding, and she's now trying to pick up the pieces for him, and Eli is saying, let me help, I'm here, work's not a problem, trying to prove himself. So that's really like where the story is starting, and she just doesn't trust him. I'm not having that same connection, that same, I don't know, maybe it's just like they're different characters, it's a different dynamic. I've just got to think of it from that perspective, but I'm also feeling like that same love and affection that I had for the for Noelle and Theo, I don't have that just yet. So, oh, and last night something happened, and it's monumental for me because my partner, he doesn't read books. I've been trying to convince him for like 4 years now. I bought him some manga books. He loves manga, sorry, however you pronounce it. Fuck, I forget it. He always yells at me when I say it wrong. I think it's manga. He loves that, so I bought him some books because his whole childhood he grew up with Dragon Ball Z, and that was just like his go-to. Recently, the creator of Dragon Ball Z has actually just passed away like a couple days ago, and he's been very sad about it. So he was like, oh, I think I might like reminisce about getting a tattoo. And then I think he must have gone and like looked at the books I'd bought him so that he could start them. I'd actually bought him a secondary book, which was something that I chose, where I was like, maybe one day like you'll pick this up and it might get you into reading. And it was the Akatar series, obviously, and I just thought this would be something that he will like.
What's her name? Freya.
Farah.
She shot him in the eye. She took the fucking... No, she didn't.
What'd she say?
She's taking the wolf over the dog. This book's way better than that Scandal book. Fuck. Sorry, my friend. Oh no, so she took his skin and then took the dog.
He picked it up last night, and I have footage of like him reading it next to me, and he was like, this is so much better than the other books I tried reading a few years ago, because he read a book and it was like maybe 4 chapters in and he was like, nah, sort of lost interest and died off. But that was more like probably more YA, so I was like, maybe this might be a little bit more up your speed because it is adult fantasy, and like I feel like he needs the action and like the fast pace, because he does have ADHD, I swear to God. We haven't got him tested, but I swear he's got ADD or something. So for him to sit there and actually read a book, I was like, we may be on to the start of him in his book journey, and I'm kind of excited, but I don't want to ruin it, so I'm not like pressuring him. I'm just gonna see how it plays out. I really want a boyfriend who reads with me, so this is like my dream. So if he starts reading, he may come in the vlogs with me. We may go on like reading dates. Like, do you know how cute that would be? Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna check in with you guys once I've read a little bit more today. Today's really just gonna be me doing some videos for my TikTok and really just like getting a backlog of stuff so that I don't have to record every day. Better put the makeup to good use, because I don't usually look like this all the time. I haven't read anything today, so I've got no update. I'm gonna read as much as I can tonight. my period today. I've been so lazy. I did one workout and it took out all of my energy, and I just didn't do anything else I was meant to do today. So I hate day 1 of my period. Yes guys, I've still not done the paint swatches. I know they've been there for so long. The light sage one at the very end, that's like my one that I'm wanting to go for, but I'm also going on holiday in 2 weeks and I'm like, do I want to spend money to paint the walls or do I want to paint them when I get back from holiday? So I think I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to Spain in 2 weeks. I don't know if I told you guys that. Yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm going to vlog it all, but we're going to be there for the first week of April and I'm so excited to just see some sun, get out of the rainy, gloomy England, which would be lovely. It is a couple days later since I last checked in with you guys. I've just been doing a lot of filming today and I thought, oh my god, I'm all dressed up. Let's update the vlog because I did finish the X Vows. I haven't written up my review just yet, but I'm just going to give some of like my raw thoughts of like what I've been thinking since I finished it. You guys all know that I loved You With A View. I've talked about it many times on this channel and just like any of my other social media platforms. I loved that book. 5 stars. I'm obsessed. I'm not gonna lie, there was no real wow factor or like big moment that I was like, wow, this book is so great. It was more just like along the lines of average and I was enjoying it and I felt like the second chance, romance, all of that sort of aspect was okay. I didn't feel the connection that I had with the characters as much as what I did with You With A View. Something that I did relate to the characters on was Eli's anxiety. When characters have anxiety, I feel like I always connect with them and I did connect with Eli on that aspect. And Georgia's a people pleaser and I feel like I may not be as much of a people pleaser, so maybe that's why I didn't connect with her. I'm more of the person who's like, if you want to do what you want to do, you go do what you want to do, but I'm not doing it. Because that's the Capricorn in me. I'm like, I'm staying home, I'm gonna read my books, I'm not getting involved. What I did really connect with the characters was Eli was living away from his friends and Georgia was having the prospect of possibly moving away for her work, which we all find out at the start of the book. She's been given a different job opportunity in a different city and her current position will dissolve at the end of the time that they've given. What I really like connected with both of them about that was their thoughts of like almost like thinking that they're going to be forgotten, just having like friendships, sort of the relationship strain between friends when you're not in the same city, because like I have obviously moved state and then I've moved country and I feel like with my friendships with my friends I do feel that disconnect sometimes because I'm not around them all the time and I miss them a lot, feeling like I am missing out on so much in people's lives. And like that's probably where I really connected and I had a few teary eyes for, because I was like, oh, that's like something that I'm struggling with myself. Yeah, I feel like you only understand it if you've ever moved away from your family and friends. So yeah, I really enjoyed the mental health representation. The rest of the book was just like not hitting the same. So yeah, I'm probably gonna give it like a 3.5 stars. I would still recommend it to people to read, but it just wasn't my favorite book. The rest of the story, I don't know, it just didn't have that wow factor that You With A View had. Like the tension build up, I felt like when the characters finally did get together, it just happened and I was like, oh, we're going there. I thought it was going to be a few more like push and pull moments. The rest of the book was slowly just about the wedding and like what was happening, and like I enjoyed it, but I wasn't obsessed with like what was happening with the wedding. I didn't really care about the other couples that much. Like I didn't know the friends that well. Like I don't know, it was just like a very strange, I don't even know, like I can't even describe it. Like I just didn't have that connection. That's all it truly was. Like I just didn't, yeah, I didn't care. Yeah, I'm still gonna give it a 3.5 because it did obviously have that emotion for me somewhere in there. Last night I did end up picking up a new book, which was Under Your Spell by Laura Wood. I have been sent this by Simon & Schuster. It does come out in June. This is like a very trope based book, and it even says that like the dedication for the 6 books a week, just one more page, trope loving, library card owning, smutty audiobook in public listening, happily ever after chasing dreamers. This is a love letter. So this is like for people who love the books where there's like 100 million tropes in it. And so far like it is a rom-com vibes, and I find the dynamic of the female main character Clementine, which don't even get me started on the name. That's like one of the things that I'm like, that is the shittest name. It's been explained a little bit in the book as to why she's called Clementine. So she's actually got two sisters who were actually born in the exact same year because her father, who's actually in the music industry, he's a very famous musician, had affairs with two other women while he was married to her mum, and those children and the mums all ended up leaving him and all becoming friends and raising the kids together as like the six of them together. That's like a cool concept in itself, and I just thought it was like really new and different. I haven't read anything quite like that as like a relationship dynamic between sisters. Yeah, so they're like on this like almost like compound in the middle of England and some farm that they all lived on and they grew up in, and they're really close sisters. She's just currently gone through a massive breakup, Clementine. She's now gone to a funeral for one of her dad's and mum's friends from the music industry, and that's where she then meets this guy at a wake, and they end up having a one-night stand after the wake. And it's funny how it all plays out, because like it is rom-com vibes, but obviously, you know, not probably the best move to make at a wake. Yeah, so that's basically where I've gotten up to. I'm only 101 pages in. I'm at part 2. So I'm at part 2 at the moment, and I really like all the characters so far. But I will admit, there's one thing that I don't like is when people just throw in tropes for no apparent reason. This book is giving that, so that's where I'm a bit like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. So we're just going to have to see how it plays out. But so far I am enjoying it. Like it's been fun. And the male main character is, I've only known him for like 2 chapters, maybe 3 chapters now. So I'm excited to get to know him a bit more and like what his character is going to be like. So far it's giving cocky playboy. He is gonna be a reformed playboy, and I feel like that's gonna be one of the main tropes. So hopefully tonight, because it is a Friday night and you know me, I'm just so busy, I'm gonna have so many plans. I'm probably just gonna stay home and read my entire book. So let's see if I can get this done tonight. There's like another 350 pages to go. It is a lot, but if I'm not doing anything I could be up to like 1 in the morning reading. So the book with me, but I did finish Under Your Spell yesterday, and I have now started my 3rd book for the vlog. I'm gonna go through a run through of Under Your Spell firstly, because last time I checked in I think I was only 100 pages in. There were parts that I enjoyed and like aspects of it that I liked, and sometimes it would really like pull me back in, but most of the time I felt very detached towards the end. I don't like saying this, but it felt very long-winded to me, and again, like I had mentioned earlier, I just think that there was too many tropes thrown in for me to really enjoy the relationship. I felt like it was just a lot of everything thrown in rather than focusing on the bond that they have. What did I write? I wrote some notes, hang on. Like, I'm having a complete mental blank about the book. Like, that's already a bad sign that I finished it yesterday and I'm it's gone from my memory. I've got notes about like all of the name dropping for like musicians, because obviously like the book was based around a family of musicians, so, and also the love interest was a musician, so there was a lot of like throwbacks to like songs and stuff that were put in, which I really enjoyed. I don't even remember there being a playlist at the start, but she really should have made a playlist for this book. I did not remember reading a playlist. There really should have been one, because she was name dropping people like Shania Twain, Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac, like just everyone that you can think of that's in the music industry, like those sorts of people were being name dropped. So anyway, that would have been something that would have helped the book, I think, a little bit. Oh, there was a point in the book where she got really sick and he looked after her, so it had the sick comfort trope, and she was so sick to the point that he didn't want to leave her, but he had to go get medication, so he brought her with her in the car, and then he did like the hand over the thing reverse, you know, we all know what that is. But she was so visibly sick to the point where she was like pale, didn't eat, nothing, was sleeping all day. And like as soon as he did that, she got turned on, and like I was like, that's the last thing on my mind when I'm sick, and I just felt like that was a bit unrealistic. I just rolled my eyes at that point. Probably by page 200, I was really not focusing on the story, but just like focusing on the writing, and the plot was getting a little bit boring. So I did focus on the writing, and that was when I noticed that it was a lot of I did this, and then I went and did this, and then I went and put on shoes, and then I went and sat on the couch, and there was a pillow on the couch, and then I went and sat next to the fireplace, and there was a log in the fire. It's like such unnecessary information, and it was just really, I didn't like that style of writing. They were really like just like all of the main weird points that I had made, besides me writing down all of the tropes that are in here. I'll go through just like some of the tropes I've put down here. So we've got a rock star romance. It is a rom-com. There is the cheating trope, but it's not from the main characters. It is the exes. Mid-size female main character. One night stand. It is a redhead FMC as well. I just put a note of that there. I don't know why, but it's just like sometimes when people ask for specific book recs, I can just write down things like that in my notes app. Celebrity main character, grumpy sunshine, stick comfort, single POV, praise kink. I'm sure there's more, but that's all I've written down. I really need to think back on it again for like my review when I write it up on Goodreads, but lips are really dry. I got really bored. Like, I really didn't care for the characters that much. And then by like the 60% mark, they had confessed their feelings, and it was just very like lovey-dovey for so much of the book. And I love a lovey-dovey book, but I feel like once the love and confession has been confirmed and they're in a relationship, maybe like 1 or 2 chapters if they need to resolve like a couple things, like, I don't know, telling your best friend's brother, or telling the ex, or telling someone that is important to the plot in the start of the book, and just like summarizing the end of it. But I felt like the last 40% of the book, I was like, this is just really dragged out. So yeah, I really hate saying that because I don't like minimizing romance books to being like they need to be shorter, because they don't. Like, it's romance books can be 500-600 pages long and I'll read it and I will love it, but really this book for me, I felt like I was just bored. The entertainment level really wasn't there for me. It was at the start, which was like really sad for me because I had such high hopes. I was like, yes, these first 100 pages, so great, loving the bond with the sisters. Like, the sisters were like probably the main reason why I've given it 3 stars as well, because I really did love their characters and their dynamics. So do you know what, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 stars, because when I'm thinking about it, no, I'm gonna give it 3. Just about to go into the library and look around my local library. I just wanted to get out the house and also look through the op shop, so I'll bring you guys along and just have a look and see what's here. I have started Funny Story, so this is my 3rd most anticipated read I have received the ARC for. I'm so excited. I did save this for last because I knew this was going to be the book that, you know, brings it together for me. And it's Emily Henry. Like, I just know. I'm only like 10 or 15% in so far. I started it last night, so it is Monday now. I'm hoping to get it done today, but I feel like I may get it done tomorrow. So what we do have for tropes with Funny Story, we have roommates, and I do know that it's going to be fake dating, but it's sort of been introduced a little bit so far, but it's not fully had the fake dating moments yet, so that's like to come. Oh, and this man does not have social media. So it's Daphne and Miles does not have social media. I love a man who doesn't have social media. Like, that's just like such a green flag to me. I'm loving the rom-com vibes. I'm hoping that we'll get some like real depth to the characters like Emily Henry does. Like, I love when she can make me cry. How messy my room is. I'm about to clean it, but I thought I'd show you what I got from the thrift shop. Meant to be £3.50 and I got it for £1.75, so got it half price. Just a plain old black tee. I literally bought one exactly like this the other day, but I thought, I just saw another one. It has a little bit shorter sleeves and I was like, well, I'll just get this, and it's always good to have a backup, you know, and it's cheap. So, and then on the way back I went and collected a vintage order. I'm only going to show these sides because the bottom has my address on it, but it's in like a Christmas box. And like, no one just ever buys like generic bags. Oh, this is the cardigan. This ASOS cardigan for my holiday while I'm away. It smells nice. I didn't know if it was going to be cold at night, and I thought instead of wearing like a big chunky jacket, which I do want to get a nice leather jacket, but I thought maybe I'll just get this. I'm probably going to spend the rest of the day reading Happy Place and editing. Oh, not Happy Place, Funny Story. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just one book release behind, but that's fine. Okay. It is currently Tuesday. I have actually finished Funny Story last night. Well, technically this morning, but I had like 5% left this morning. I stayed up I think till like 11 p.m. and that is crazy for me. Crazy. I never stay up that late. I have been thinking about it all morning, but right now I feel like it's a 5-star read. Like, it's Emily Henry and she always writes 5-star reads, and I had the 5-star feeling while reading this because it was just so funny and I feel like it had the right amount of emotional depth. The character development was amazing. I loved the plot. I loved the tension, the slow burn of the story. It was perfect in my eyes. Like, I think everything about it kept me entertained, and that was like what I was missing from the other books that I'd been reading. So from when we last spoke, I think that they had just slowly introduced that they were going to be fake dating. Fake dating was so good. I haven't read a fake dating book in so long, and I think that was like something that made me realize like I missed this trope. Emily Henry does it like no other. Honestly, I'm actually so obsessed with this book. Going into like the tropes of this book, so we have roommates, fake dating, rom-com. It is single POV as Emily Henry's books are, and reverse grumpy sunshine, opposites attract, friends to lovers, and one that's like a very niche trope is like he loves to feed her, like he loves to feed her food and watch her eat. It's just like a small kink that he has, and I'm obsessed with it. Yeah, so I wrote some notes down. So he doesn't have social media. He was so attentive with Daphne, like every small thing like he would just pick up, and that the reason he is so attentive does get explained in the book, and it is part of like the plot and the character development. But the way he would take so much, like just so much notice of the small things that she does, and then like weeks later he would start doing that thing that she had mentioned. I have to go through my highlights. Let me go through the highlighted notes. I'm just reading some of these quotes, and like he's just so submissive. So from like where we last spoke, basically they started to organize to go and do like weekly things together, because after the breakup that they both experienced together, they become roommates, and then she starts to realize that she doesn't really have a place in this town, as where he's like the town's people. He wants to try and show her that the town is worth more than, you know, just being here with her ex-boyfriend. Like it can be a place for her too. So he's like trying to show her what's here, and like what's here to love, and like try and convince her to stay. So that's like where the story like starts, and they have like booked in scheduled meetings to hang out together on her calendar, and like they just slowly start building this rapport, and their friendship was so sweet. But like they're so protective of each other and so caring and nurturing, but also just like very curious about everything, which I loved. Oh, and like one thing I noticed with this book compared to like Emily Henry's other books was like the spice was spicing in this, and there was a lot more spice than her other books. So yeah, just pre-warning, because like it does start quite early on, but not fully, but like it's just like introducing, and then like the tension was just throughout the entire book, because they sort of were like, no, we can't do this. There's like sort of forbiddenness there because of their exes. And I feel like this may be Emily Henry's best book yet, and that is saying a lot because I have loved all her other books so much, but this book was just another level. It had all of the emotions, it had great plot, the characters were amazing, the side characters were also fabulous. I don't know why I just said fabulous, but fabulous. And then, why have I just said fabulous? The spice was great, and also just the tension, everything, every aspect. Diversely complex, like within the characters. I feel like they were just such well-rounded people, and yeah, I'm obsessed. That is a 5-star read. Like, this is such a great way to end this vlog. I'm very, very happy. I think my final ratings for all of the books, I'm going to probably go the X Vows. I'm going to round with a 3.5-star rating. That is my final score. Then I'm going to give Under Your Spell a 3-star rating as my final rating, and Emily Henry funny story is going to be a 5-star. Yeah, these were all of my most anticipated upcoming releases. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and hearing my thoughts on the books. Definitely still check out the other books because who knows, you might still love them. I can't believe that's all done now. Like, I feel like I just want to read the book again. Like, erase my memory and let me read that book again for the first time. Ugh. I'm not going to shut up about it. Okay, I'm probably going to end the vlog here because I'm going to keep rambling to myself in the camera and you already know how I feel. So thank you so much for watching. If you've liked today's video, please make sure to give this video a like. And if you are new here, you're more than welcome to subscribe. And I upload videos like this fairly regularly. Love you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.